Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Ali here, and in today's video we are going to be talking about using your brain and your imagination to explore sexual fantasies, either if you're self-pleasuring or if you're getting it on with somebody else instead of using external stimuli like porn. Now, why am I bringing this up? Well, the other day I was waking up in the morning with Gab and we were doing our usual thing of chatting and laughing and playing. And well, one thing led to another, and then some good old mutual masturbation happened. And at some point I started fantasizing about, hold up. Before I even get into that, first, let me tell you about a platform where you can actually go and learn more about this topic and any other sexual wellness topic that you might be curious about. And that is none other than Beducated. So Beducated is the #1 online platform for sexual health and wellness. They have so many videos on things you don't even know they made videos about. So if you're curious about building up that beautiful sex organ in your head and learning about fantasy exploration, you can definitely learn about it more there. You can learn about dirty talk and rough sex, how to solve erectile dysfunction, intro to swinging, intro to sex clubs. They have so many different videos covering so many different topics. So if there were things that you were curious about and, need some more information on, I definitely recommend you go check it out. And what's even better is that you can do so for free for 24 hours. So if you click on the link below this video and use my code, Imperiali60, you can browse the library for free for 24 hours. And what's even cooler is that they are offering an extra big discount this month. So if you choose to purchase a yearly membership, you will get 60% off. Yes, you heard right, 60% off their yearly membership, which is a crazy deal. So again, click on the link below this video, use my code, and you know what? If you decide to browse, it's not really what you're looking for, or if you don't have time, they have a 14-day money-back guarantee. So you can just shoot them over an email and they will take care of you. Thank you so much, Beducated, for providing such great information, content, and knowledge to all of us who are really just trying to learn more about things that are a little bit uncomfortable to talk about sometimes, just like this video. All right, back to the fantasy. Speaking about being uncomfortable. So I don't know about you, but I don't really share my fantasies with a lot of people because that's just what they are. They are fantasies and they stay in the vault in the head. But that morning with Gab, this fantasy was just too good. Okay, I was very impressed with myself. I was a spectator. I was conjuring up a beautiful narrative with people I've never even met before, but that I've seen on social media, and imagining them doing a lot of crazy things. And it was really, really hot, but it was weird. Then I finished and Gab wasn't finished yet. So I turned over to him and I said, do you want me to share with you what I was thinking about? Even though I was a little shy because it's always a little nerve-wracking when you're sharing fantasies with people because you never really know what they're going to think about you. And I told him, you're probably going to think I'm crazy, and he said, yes, I'm probably going to think you're crazy, but I still want to hear it. I shared it with him and it was hot. He did think I was crazy, but he definitely got off on it because he finished. And then we had a good laugh about it and made for some great conversation throughout the rest of the day. Now, I don't always talk about my fantasies because that's what they are. They're fantasies. They are a mental movie that I make up in my head. Sometimes I'm the main character. Sometimes I'm just a spectator. Everybody has fantasies, and they don't always have to be about sex either. Sometimes you can fantasize about winning the lottery. Sometimes you can fantasize about becoming a professional chef. But today we're going to be focusing on sexual fantasies because let's be honest, those are the ones that, are really crazy. Research shows that fantasies are completely normal and serve a purpose. So they help us explore desires, they help us manage fears and reduce stress. So why do we have sexual fantasies? Well, fantasies are a way for us to explore desire without actually acting upon it. Think of it as a safety valve, letting you play out scenarios, experiment with some ideas, and think through possibilities without actually acting on it. Plus, fantasies can be a great way to mentally rehearse things that you may be curious about or want to try one day. I know you might be wondering, is it normal that I have these fantasies? And the answer is yes, they are normal. Not only are they normal, but they are perfectly healthy. I know most of us probably have some weird effed up shit that's going on in our mind, but I'm here to tell you that it's normal. They can enhance intimacy, boost creativity, and reduce anxiety. In fact, in some studies, they show that people with active fantasy minds actually live more active sexual lifestyles, which honestly wouldn't surprise me because I have a pretty effed up brain, and I think that I have a pretty good active sex life with its ups and downs, of course, just like anybody else. But I must say I'm pretty satisfied. So no need to feel embarrassed about your fantasies, even though I still feel embarrassed about some of them. That's why I keep them locked in my head. But it's all about the human experience. And FYI, if you're curious about trying some fantasy exploration and sort of get the juices going in your brain, definitely check out Beducated, Fantasy Exploration, or any other program on there. But in the Fantasy Exploration course, they have some exercises that will help you sort of open up the mind a little bit and get thinking and get creative. And this is definitely something that you could use for yourself, or if you want to be bold, you can definitely share it with your partner. So I've mentioned this in a few of my videos that I only started masturbating later in life. And that's not because I was raised to, not agree with it or anything like that. It's just not something I really grew the habit of getting into. And when I started masturbating, I was using my imagination a lot, and I was quite impressed with the depth of mental movie that I was able to make in my mind. And then I started watching porn. Even though I still watch porn today, I definitely still try to mix it up. So sometimes I use porn, and sometimes when I'm in for a longer, more sensual session with myself, I'll use my imagination, because it is quite fun for me anyways to imagine some crazy scenarios in my head involving people I know, people I might have never met before, but like doing all these wild, crazy things. And there's the idea that fantasy means you actually want to act out these things in real life, but that is not the case at all, okay? I'm here to remind you of that. Sometimes it's just fun to explore the ideas in your mind without actually acting on them. It's about play. Think of it as play. Fantasy is play. Creating stories and narratives and characters and scenarios in your head is all about play. And I really, really want to emphasize this because I fantasize a whole lot about things that involve me, that involve Gab. Sometimes they involve us together, sometimes they involve us separately, sometimes we're not involved in the scenario at all. And when I think about doing it in real life, I'm like, no. Like, I don't think I can handle those things emotionally at all. But when it's just me and my mind and Stella's my vibrator, by the way, that's her name. Anything goes, and it's safe exploration time. Now, I know for Gab, it's a different story. He doesn't really use his mind at all. I don't know if it's like a male versus female thing, and he's like more dependent on porn or what, but I asked him his 2 cents on this because I thought it was quite interesting to know, like, if and when he does use his mind, what does he think about? Because I didn't actually know. So let's go check that out and see what he has to say. So I have a question for you. I want to know if you ever masturbate only using your mind, or do you always resort to pornography?
It happens. But it's like the stats are overwhelmingly into the using porn side. So I'd say like 95% of the time or more using porn, and then 5% like or less if I don't have data or
there's no Pornhub that exists.
Yeah, or we're in a country where they're like, nope, that site is blocked by the Ministry of like Good Morals, which Thailand for some reason. Mm-hmm. And then I use my mind, but mainly I use porn.
Okay, but when you do use your mind, what kind of things do you think about? Is it like a story? Is there a narrative? Are there characters? Or you just recycle things that you've seen before?
It's not like you, where there's a story and characters like that girl with her 2 sons. And
don't say her name.
And she's very directive. Now it's mainly flashes of stuff that happened.
That you've seen on Reddit?
That happened to me and that I've seen, and it's just like I let my mind go and it goes wherever, but it's not like a movie. It's more flashes of like pornographic stuff.
But sometimes do you think of really weird things that you wouldn't, like things that you've never shared with me before, like weird fantasies of stuff that you probably would never do in real life, but you think about it sometimes and you're like, ooh, this is so good, but so bad?
Not really.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe me?
I think everyone has these thoughts.
I'll have to think about it, but for sure not as much as you. I have like I peeked into your brain for like 3%, and it's like fucked up what's going on in there. And me, it's just like it's not that fucked up. It's just like the fantasies are like me as the king and a lot of women.
I think we have to work on your fantasy exploration a little bit.
We can.
We will.
Okay.
I have some new tools to share with you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What are they?
Well, stay tuned.
Oh, interesting.
Stay tuned.
I'm open, but you asked me the state of like my masturbation imagination. I tell you the state as it is right now. It's not that fucked up.
Are most men like you?
I don't know. It's a good question. But we use porn, huh? Because that's the thing. Now we're talking 5% of the thing, which is like, it's rare. It's not even maybe 5%. It's just like when there's porn. It's just like click,
So
click,
maybe
swipe,
it's a male
swipe.
thing and women use their brains more and their imaginations and their creativity.
Well, according to the data you shared with me the other time, yeah.
Yes.
And we're a lot less like that, which would fit the data in my circle of friends and in my brain, let's say. It's not that fucked up. It's like there's no weird shit. It's not that weird.
Wow.
Let's say. It's typical. Like, what do you imagine a guy, his fantasy is? That's it. That's like...
Does it go past that?
No. It's exactly that. And nothing more. And then it's like, is there porn available? Yeah, fuck my mind. That's like, I want to relax here and fall asleep in 3 to 7 minutes.
Well, let's have some fun with this.
I'm open to a certain extent.
Okay. I'm sure there's some stuff deep down in there that we can play around with. Or I'll just share with you more what's if I share with you more what's on my mind, then it'll make you want to maybe explore a little bit more.
Let's.
Because you liked what I shared with you the other day.
Yeah, with her. And
yes. Don't say her name.
And her 2 sons and 2 stepsons.
Okay,
and she's
bye
very
now.
directive.
Bye. All right, welcome back. So one of the last things that I wanted to make a point about, fantasies can also play a huge role in relationships. Now, before you go out and think things like, ooh, my partner is having fantasies about somebody else, does that mean they're not into me? Does that mean they're unsatisfied? And so on. Let me put your mind at ease. Fantasies are more about curiosity and imagination and not dissatisfaction. I feel like this is such an important point for you to take home. In fact, sharing fantasies can actually increase intimacy and trust. It opens up dialogues about boundaries, respect, desires, new experiences. I can possibly spice things up in the bedroom. I mean, I know when I think of my own fantasies, they have nothing to do with my satisfaction or dissatisfaction with Gab at all. Whether he's involved in the fantasy or not, it has nothing to do with him. It's me, myself, and I, and my own imagination. Plus, you'll just learn more about your partner. So whether you're fantasizing about something sweet, fantasizing about something wild, just know that fantasies are totally normal, and that's just your big, beautiful brain doing its thing. And even though some of your fantasies might be a little bit weird, not so kosher, a little bit too intense to share with anybody, that's totally cool. Lord knows I have had multiple fantasies that I would never, ever, ever share openly with anybody. They're locked in there. They're locked in, and like key is thrown away. So if you want to learn more about your biggest sex organ, which is your brain, definitely check out Beducated, the #1 online learning platform for sexual health and wellness, and do some fantasy exploration on there, because let me tell you, there are a lot of videos that are going to get your imagination to open up and your sexual creativity to just flow. So you can absolutely check it out for free. Don't forget, for free for 24 hours by clicking the links below this video and using my code Imperiali60. And what's also amazing is that they're offering 60% off the yearly membership if you decide to join. Definitely take advantage of that. And if you do, please let me know what courses you're doing, because I would love to know where your sexual exploration is headed. That's it, friends. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Je vous aime. Bye.